Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Big Blue, and this is All Number One's episode 7, the All DC episode. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. I read 5 different DC books, and I'm going to review all of the 5 and show you guys what they wear. So, first off, one I enjoyed immensely, The Shadow War of Hawkman number 1. So, first of all, beautiful cover on this, by the way. I absolutely love that. So, yeah, anyways, I have all this series besides the second one, unfortunately, which I'm trying to find, especially after reading this first one. So the story is a pretty good setup of who Hawkman and Hawkgirl is, if you didn't already know, which of course, I'm aware of them beforehand, but pretty good kind of like little delve into their crime fighting and their relationship and all of that. And it ends in a huge or a pretty crazy cliffhanger, I should say. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. I definitely want to see what happens in the next issue if I can find it. That was very cool. And in general, the villains in this is it's called the Shadow War because it's like these shadow like villains, and they're pretty interesting and pretty threatening in general. So a lot of other setup happens in this as well, and I thoroughly enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, highly recommend you guys checking it out if you guys can find this one as well. So yeah, I'm definitely on the lookout for issue 2. All right, next up we have Deceased Unkillables number 1. So this is the follow-up series to Deceased. I actually really liked Deceased. It was pretty solid. I liked it quite a lot. I actually haven't read all of it. I think it was about a year ago since I read it. But yeah, big fan of that. So I enjoyed this one as well so far. I do have the second issue, but that's the only other one I have. I don't know how many there are. You can let me know in the comments. I'm sure some of you guys probably know the answer to that. But yeah, this was very cool. It has the Red Hood in this one, as well as some other characters that I won't spoil just in case that's not already apparent. Because, I didn't know who it was either until I started reading it, who else survived. So I think it's definitely something I don't want to give away until you start reading it. But you also have, in general, a bunch of villains that survived and are teaming up as well. That story looks very interesting also. So yeah, 2 different sides of a very interesting fight going on in this one, and I really enjoyed this one quite a lot. I'm definitely planning on reading the second one very soon. All right, next up we had Justice League America from Rebirth. I guess I should say Rebirth, annual number 1. So this one is, as you can see, was Lobo and Black Canary. I'm not the biggest fan of Lobo, but I do like Black Canary quite a bit. And I thought this was decent enough. It wasn't like amazing or anything, but I thought it was okay. Kind of about what I expected, I guess, give or take. Black Canary's always pretty interesting and kind of always shines as a character. And the art's a little bit suspect in this one for me. Like, it's not the best, but still, I did enjoy reading it. It's pretty fast as far as a read goes. So, yeah, not bad. Next up, we have the New 52, Mongol Number One. Very cool lenticular cover here. I don't know if you guys could see that or not, but basically, Mongol looks like he's coming out of it. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so essentially, this one is more or less Mongol kind of teaching another leader about war and about being a ruthless leader, essentially. And it pretty much just goes to show how unbelievably threatening Mongol is and War World, and just kind of his mindset, which I find interesting. Of course, he's like, just does terrible things, but he's a very interesting character, and I definitely think he's one of the coolest Superman villains in my opinion. So yeah, you get a little bit more of a taste of how he is in this one as well. All right, and then last but not least, another one that I really enjoyed, Robin Number One. This is the Tim Drake Robin. If you didn't already know, I didn't until I started reading it. Although he also has the other Batman in this too. It's the one where it's Azrael. He's being Batman, and actually at the very beginning of it, they have a conflict and they're kind of fighting at the very start. So that was pretty interesting. And yeah, this one takes a twist and turns that I didn't necessarily see coming, especially towards the end. So it sets up something pretty interesting for the next one. And I really like Tim Drake so far. From what little bit I've read of him, this one might be the only issue that I can think of that I remember reading of him. But he seems like a very likable Robin as well. And also, I just think this issue with him and his girlfriend and all of that was pretty solid. And I'm definitely interested in reading more of this series if I find it. So yeah, I've really enjoyed reading all these quite a lot. I'm Alex the Glue. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you later.